48-47 Cejudo. 48-47 Sterling. Wow. This is ridiculous. 48-47. They're going to rob him. And still. Yes. Woo-hoo-hoo. That should not have been a split decision, bro. That's crazy, man.
Broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is The Community MMA with your host, Chris Cross.
Boom, 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 boom.
I love the Sugar Show. I love the Sugar Show. I love the Sugar Show.
Everybody's upset. Boom!
I love the Sugar Show.
What up? This your boy Chris Cross checking in. This is The Community MMA. And that's right, I love the Sugar Show. He came in last night after the fight. And it nearly led to a brawl after the fight. As the guy shoved a little bit. And they had to escort Sean O'Malley out. And is this happening because UFC took over WWE and they're trying to use that model a little bit? Like one guy wins, we march the other guy in. We start pumping up the future. But these are real fighters that aren't scripted. So probably not a good idea to do that, as Dana White alluded to in the post-fight press conference. It was a little bit wild. But yeah, Aljamain Sterling gets the win last night. It shouldn't have been a split decision. And we're going to recap that and look at that reaction last night. And then we'll hit the stats probably twice in the reaction. And we'll come back and break it down further. But a split decision last night, it shouldn't have gone that way, but it did. This is what it sounded like. Aljamain Sterling going the distance with Henry Cejudo. We're waiting on the decision, but it's 110-63 in significant strikes. 174-110 in total strikes. Head strikes 37-19. Aljo had 4 takedowns. Henry had 3. Both guys, well, Sterling 4 minutes of control. Cejudo 5 minutes of control. But even in those control situations, both guys did a good job. Kind of seemed even. But Aljamain on the feet dominated Cejudo. Dominated. And you get to look at the replays here, some takedowns. Never really a shot where a guy was in a lot of trouble. So, I mean, it was a pretty good fight. I mean, don't want to say even, because Sterling dominated, but still a great bantamweight fight. Both these guys worked their way into the center of the octagon. We're gonna get the tense moments from Bruce Buffer when you have a decision. And here we go. If this is in any way a split decision, I'll lose my mind. Because it should be pretty easy. At least 3-2, if not 4-1. 5-0. Here we go. 48-47 Cejudo. 48-47 Sterling. Wow. This is ridiculous. 48-47. They're going to rob him. And still. Yes. Woo-hoo-hoo. That should not have been a split decision, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That should not have been a split decision. Unbelievable. Joe Rogan talking to Sterling now. Great fight. Fans booing a little bit, but I mean, you look at these numbers, it's not even close. Sterling led in every round by significant strikes. You know? But at the end of the day, at least the judges got it right. 48-47. So you had 2 judges that were 3-1. Remember when I told you have 2 judges that are 2-2? Sterling takes round 5 off or just stays out of trouble and loses the round, it could be trouble. Maybe that's what caused a split decision, but Aljamain Sterling holds on to the belt, man. Great fight. He's going to move to 23-5. Now he calls out Sean O'Malley. Oh, and Sean's in the crowd, baby. Let's go. That's the fight right there. That's the fight. Yes, I love it. That's the fight. Anyway, listen. Over and out. You understand? Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley's got to be next. But great fight here by Aljamain Sterling. Should have been unanimous. But he keeps the title. Bantamweight division, UFC 288. Yeah, so Sean O'Malley comes in. You know, and at that point, I cut it off. Fight's over. But after the aftermath with Sean O'Malley and Sterling having to be separated. And to me, that's the fight that should have happened right now. I mean, that's the fight people want to see. I guess, okay, you got to give Cejudo the opportunity, right? We turn the page in that book, and now it's about the future of real contenders. And Sean O'Malley deserves a shot. And that's going to be a tough prediction because both those guys are on the dude list. I like Sean O'Malley a lot, and I'm going to be a little bit compromised in that fight because whoever wins, wins. I'm going to be happy one way or the other. But right now, Sterling is the GOAT of the bantamweight division. I mean, he beat the former GOAT and dominated him. Dominated him. Now, the stats get updated after the fact, right? 135-99 in significant strikes. 4 takedowns to 3 in favor of Sterling. 186-143 in total strikes. Head strikes, 51-35. He led in every round but the 5th. And it should have been an easy 48-47 for Sterling, if not 49-46. Surprised no judges went that route, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, Sterling still retains the belt. It would have been terrible if they gave it to Cejudo. That would have looked really, really bad. Because Sterling dominated this fight, in my opinion. Forget the predictions. That's just what happened. Bilal Muhammad ended up dominating Gilbert Burns as we said he would. So we got the co-main and main event right. Big night there, but the shocker of the night was Jessica Andrade versus Jan Gionin. And Andrade, you know, she's got to usually take a punch to get in there, right? Oh, goodness gracious. She comes in, she's getting, a big right hand by Jan. And we saw that from behind the shoulder of Andrade. Oh, Jan just finished Andrade. Andrade just got finished. She got caught with a right hand and took a few hammers. And the doctors are in and she's saying she's good. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Ooh, that's going to be a big win for her resume. And Jan Gionin, who was kind of sliding back down a little bit, now jumps right back in there. She's going to be in the top 4, top 3. With a big finish over Jessica Andrade. And that's going to be a big win on her resume. No doubt about it. Yep, so Andrade is coming in, left. Oh, catches her with the right. Andrade goes down. Yeah, about 3 quick hammers, and that's it. Yeah, so that's the way that turned out. I mean, that was shocking. Jan just dominated. Destroyed. Whatever you want to call it. Jessica Andrade. And that just takes your resume to a new level because Jessica Andrade could very easily go and win 2-3 in a row and get a title shot. I mean, that could have very easily happened. But it didn't go that way. Then you had Movsar Evloev, who's number 20 on the due list. We're going to have to remove him. He struggled with Diego Lopez, who looked phenomenal in his UFC debut. I think a lot of people are going to be interested in seeing him fight again. But you go back to the prelims, the main fight, Drew Dober versus Matt Frivola. What a fight that was. And a leg kick by Frivola nearly misses. Dober comes in, lands a nice jab and a big left uppercut. And the guys resettle. Now it's Frivola with a jumping right hand. Crazy. But Dober continues to come forward. Misses a leg kick. Ooh, spinning back kick. Nice. 110 left, round 1. But I'll tell you what, Fervola's throwing some nice combos if he happens to catch. Oh, big right! Dober goes down. Oh, Dober's in trouble. Dober is in trouble. He's taking lefts. And Fervola's on top now with the hammers. And Herb Dean waves it off. Wow. And Matt Fervola jumps on top of the octagon and he's pumped. And Dober gets up wobbly and he says, what happened? Why'd you stop the fight? It is what it is. Good stoppage, though, by Herb Dean. That's what it shows. Good stoppage. Matt Fervola gets a big win here. Man, the lightweight division fights never leave you in doubt. Matt Fervola is going to move to 11-3. And it's hard to believe Terrence McKinney came in and beat him in 7 seconds. So he gets a big win over Drew Dober. Yeah, so Matt Fervola stuns Drew Dober, who's only been finished like twice in his career. And it's been a long time since he was finished. So Matt Fervola doing the darn thing. And this is a guy that got dropped in 7 seconds by Terrence McKinney. Remember that? Seems like a long time ago. Then you had Kennedy Nzechukwu doing big things. Man, and a nice knee there by Kennedy Nzechukwu. And Devin Clark considerably shorter, and he's starting to wear down, and those jabs are starting to take effect. The long reach by Kennedy Nzechukwu, and Devin shoots in for a takedown. This looks more like desperation to me. Ooh, and now Kennedy gets underneath. Look at this. Clark better be careful. Oh, Kennedy locked it in. He locked it in. Oh, and I think he tapped. Oh, it looked like Devin Clark tapped, but the ref didn't see it. When he's trying to get it off, and he goes down, and that's it. The ref calls it off, and Devin Clark goes down. And Kennedy Nzechukwu in the center of the octagon. Yeah, he's excited. And Devin Clark looks upset in defeat, but he'll be fine. So, big win by Kennedy Nzechukwu. And rather than go deep into the second round and start having to contemplate a decision and how you're going to finish this fight, he ends up leading by 14 significant strikes. Oh, we're getting a look at the replay here. Did he tap? Let's see. Okay, he gets his hand out. Well, maybe not. Yeah, so it looked like he pulled his hand out. Yeah. And he never tapped. Wow. So Devin Clark's going to fall to 14-8. Nzechukwu moves to 12-3. Light heavyweight division. UFC 288. Yeah, so Kennedy Nzechukwu looked good last night. A lot of good fights last night, and the predictions were superb. If we can find them here, of course. But a big night in terms of the predictions, 9-3 on the night, and we'll take it, right? You see, we get Sterling, we get Muhammad, Evloev, Jourdain, Nzechukwu, Chaos Williams, Parker Porter. That was a big one. Ikram Aliskerov, I like that guy, man. Guy's phenomenal. And Claudio Ribeiro to start the night. So it was a good night for the predictions. 9-3, 11-4 in the main event on the year, 115, 64-3 overall. So another big pay-per-view event. We're 11-3, 11-3, and 9-3 in the last 3 pay-per-view events. And it's because the stats rise in these settings. It makes it easier to make predictions. Of course, it could go against us, but it didn't in this case. Now, as we work our way into the Q&A, Kenneth Bruner says, finally we get to see Aliskerov, best fighter on the entire card. He is the multi-time world Sambo champion at middleweight. Phil Hawes is going to be destroyed, and that's exactly what happened. Piccolo Sauerkraut says Bilal has some of the worst striking. It was effective against people who were afraid of his wrestling. Burns is a better striker. Well, that turned out not to be true, and Burns taking this fight a month later and a 5-rounder. Not a good idea to do that. 3 rounds would have been better for Burns. He could have emptied the gas tank and maybe got the victory, but not in a 5-round fight. Bruner's back. He says, I said he would have beat Hawes. Didn't even show any of his grappling. 4-time world Sambo champion. How about that Bo Nickel call out? Yeah, I love that. Ikram is legit top 5 now. This guy is for sure dude list. Yeah, I hear you. And listen, I'm thinking the same way you are, Bruner. We got to put him in there, top 20 for sure, and climbing. Only loss, Hamza Chimaev. D. Micah Reynolds says this is a great UFC card, I believe. I think Henry C is in trouble due to the size in this one, and it turned out to be the case. Split decision was crazy, to be honest. Eric Helen, you're making the perfect sense to me in talking about Hamza. Marcus Taylor, who think is going to win, Henry or Sterling? And of course we said Sterling, and it turned out to be true. Justin Gonzalez, best scenario at this point is Hamza versus Usman this summer, and then versus Costa in October. But I doubt Dana will make it happen. Probably a better chance of Costa in December, and I would say that's true. Yeah, they're not going to do anything to help Hamza out right now for whatever reason. Ant Ray, we got it right, Chris. Talking about Bilal. Trey Davis on Sterling versus Cejudo. Great prediction. Won me some money. Yep. And, listen, we're not here to make anyone money, but hey, we make the picks and we stick with them. And I don't put money on anything because it'll mess up my picks. For real. Octapo, great performance and congratulations on your pick. Yeah, and we'll take it. We needed it. Prime K, you're out of your mind. Parker Porter retires after this loss. Smith has way too much power. Turned out that was wrong. King Terzi, Chimaev isn't liked by Dana now. Dana wanted Nate Diaz to get wrecked, and could the dumb but missing weight one time, he gets blackballed. Yeah, and that's what happened, man. I mean, Hamza missed weight one time, and now he can't get a fight for anything. It's absolutely crazy to me. It shouldn't be that way, but that's the way it is. But we got the weather elements coming down on us from above. It's getting ready to storm here all day. So much for mowing the lawn. It ain't happening today. It just ain't happening. But listen, it's been a great show. UFC 288 was awesome. And I'm glad it's over and get some rest. For now, it's your boy Chris Cross. I hope you have a great day. And God bless. Peace.